to the side of the freeway.
One CHP officer says some drivers were going way too fast for the foggy conditions.
Here in the Bay Area, an accident involving a single car this afternoon injured 6 people who were all thrown from the vehicle. The car was traveling north on Highway 680 near Mission Boulevard when investigators say it swerved to avoid a barbecue grill that had fallen off a truck. And that's when the car veered off the highway, crashed through a cyclone fence, flew across Mission Road, and then plummeted down a 70-foot ravine. At least 3 of the victims suffered serious injuries. A man and woman were airlifted to Stanford Medical Center and a 10-year-old boy to Oakland Children's Hospital. He is in stable condition tonight.
A major earthquake shook a remote section of Alaska this afternoon. The magnitude 7.9 quake was centered about 90 miles south of Fairbanks. People in Anchorage, about 270 miles to the south, say it was so strong they felt it there. The quake opened up 6-foot cracks in highways and roads and damaged supports to the Trans-Alaska oil pipeline. People say the shaking lasted for about 30 seconds.
And that was it. This is the strongest quake that I felt in this building. We've had quakes before, and it just didn't even phase this building, but this one did. And so it had to be a big one.
The Alaska quake was even stronger than the 1989 Loma Prieta quake in the Bay Area. That quake measured 6.9. It killed 63 people and injured thousands more.
A heart-wrenching funeral took place in Italy this morning for the victims of Thursday's earthquake, which included 26 school children.
Il Signore sia con voi.
The tiny coffins were lined up next to each other inside the funeral tent in San Giuliano di Puglia. The children were killed when their school collapsed. Italy has launched an investigation into why the school failed to withstand the 5.4 magnitude quake.
Now to the campaign. The candidates for governor have only one more day to try to get you to vote. And today they went full speed ahead with campaigns that crisscross the state.
4 more years. 4 more years.
Governor Gray Davis wrapped up the day with a rally in Oakland. He says he thinks the pundits who are predicting low voter turnout are wrong. He also criticized his opponent's spotty voting record in past presidential primaries and general elections. Republican candidate Bill Simon campaigned with Senator John McCain of Arizona today in San Diego. McCain said Simon is a man of decency, integrity, and honesty. The last-minute push to get voters to the polls is underway right now.
I want to remind you that Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th.
Volunteers at the San Leandro Democratic Party headquarters were working the phones today to bring in the votes. Turnout for Tuesday's election is expected to be the worst in 4 years. The Secretary of State's office predicts a 58% turnout. And you can vote on the governor's race and many others this Tuesday. The polls open at 7 in the morning and close at 8 p.m. And check with your registrar's office for information on where to vote.
The president wrapped up a busy weekend campaigning for fellow Republicans across the country.
We believe it's in the best interest of South Dakota and the best interest of America to elect John Thune to the United States Senate.
Thune is up against incumbent Democrat Tim Johnson. Besides South Dakota, Mr. Bush visited Florida, Iowa, Illinois, and Minnesota, where he campaigned for Republican Norm Coleman. Coleman is up against Walter Mondale, who is the Democrats' last-minute replacement following the death of incumbent Paul Wellstone. President Bush also took the opportunity to defend his tough stance against Iraq. He told a crowd in Springfield, Illinois today that Saddam Hussein could provide an arsenal of weapons to Osama bin Laden's al-Qaeda terrorist network. He said if the United Nations does not act, the United States will lead a coalition to disarm Saddam Hussein. Dozens of East Bay families who oppose military action against Iraq held a rally at Memorial Park in Albany this afternoon. They sang songs, listened to speakers, and then went on a march to various playgrounds in the neighborhood.
Many families in San Francisco are struggling to put food on the table, even those that earn more than $30,000 a year, 2 times the poverty level. That's the finding of a new UCLA hunger study, showing San Francisco is the hardest hit part of the Bay Area. Researchers blame the high cost of housing. The study also finds that just 21% of San Francisco households living in poverty actually receive food stamps.
Police in Salt Lake City are looking at a possible California connection in the case of a missing teenager. That story is just ahead.
And a secret rendezvous at SFO, a password on a sign. And 2 young girls disappear in the child abduction underground. Who's behind it? An I-team investigation is next.
And later, a security scare shuts down the airport in San Jose.
And the 49ers' Jose Cortez makes a 23-yard field goal to win the Battle of the Bay. Highlights of today's matchup at Oakland are on the way.
I'm meteorologist Joel Bartlett. We're on the brink of winter. The first storm of the season will move into California later this week. I'll have your AccuWeather forecast and all the details in just a few minutes.
Prop 52 protects our right to vote, and 52 creates new protections against voter fraud. It increases penalties, makes voter fraud conspiracy a crime, and requires clerks to report any incidents of fraud. Join law enforcement and the League of Women Voters in voting yes on 52.
On September 23rd, the chief financial officer of SBC, the Bell phone giant, told Wall Street, "This year we will throw off $3 billion of cash flow after dividends. The real question is, how do we use that cash?" Then, just 4 days later, SBC announces massive layoffs and dire consequences for customers unless the government protects SBC. What in the world is going on at SBC?
Congratulations! You've launched the pink slip virus. Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it back to you. Good luck finding a new job.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from Oakland to the LA area for just $29 each way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Prop 52 protects our right to vote, and 52 creates new protections against voter fraud. It increases penalties, makes voter fraud conspiracy a crime, and requires clerks to report any incidents of fraud. Join law enforcement and the League of Women Voters in voting yes on 52.
This is ABC 7 News at 11.
An East Bay mother is in jail after abducting her children and hiding them from her ex-husband. And now the ABC 7 I-team has learned she did it with the help from some members of a group led by a convicted child molester.
With the rate of divorce so high, the story is a warning for any parent. The child abduction underground is at work across the country and in the Bay Area. Its members will help steal children and hide them away. Danny Nunez hasn't seen his children in 6 months. There are reminders of 6-year-old Anna and 4-year-old Emily throughout his Lafayette home. The Barbie toothpaste in the bathroom, the girls' artwork on the refrigerator.
I want them back. I desperately miss them, and I desperately want them to be safe and to be able to grow up like children are supposed to grow up.
Nunez is involved in one of the nastiest custody battles you'll ever see. His ex-wife is sitting in the Contra Costa County Jail because she refuses to tell the judge where she has hidden the girls.
It's definitely worth it. If I could protect my children, like right now being in here, I know they're not being abused.
Kelly Nunez says her ex-husband abused the girls. She showed us pictures of one child with bruises and scratches. But police, social workers, and psychologists have investigated her complaints repeatedly and cleared Danny Nunez. They concluded one of the girls was possibly coached by her mother, that they are being used for revenge. The assistant district attorney working the case says it's significant that Kelly began making the allegations of abuse only after her marriage was over.
What that says is that these allegations are brought up for and during a custody dispute, which detracts from their credibility.
The DA's office checked Danny's credibility. They gave him a polygraph test, whether he abused the girls. He passed. Still, Kelly looked for someone to help abduct her own children.
You tell me he didn't break the law? Yes, he did.
She says she found help in this San Jose support group.
My children don't even talk to me. I'm treated as an enemy.
It goes by many different names, among them Clout for Kids, California Family Advocacy Centers, and Fathers for Kids' Rights.
I'm terrified. I want to grab these 2 kids and run.
But they share the same experience, losing children to Child Protective Services.
I haven't seen that boy in 10 years.
Not all these people advocate kidnapping as a way to solve their problems. But after she joined the group, Kelly told a neighbor about the plan.
What'd she say?
She's going to go underground. That the group, they had something where they can go underground, and she didn't know whether she was going to Germany or Australia.
These two members of the group helped Kelly prepare a court filing declaring the girls as her commercial property. It also accused the judge in the case of treason, of having ties to Interpol. It said the judge should be deported.
How can they sit there on that bench not taking the proper oath of office?
Yeah, but treason and deported? What in the world is that?
Well, that's nothing to me compared to what they're doing to many parents.
Armed with the document, Rich Peterson drove Kelly to the girls' daycare center. She rushed inside and snatched her daughters. The daycare workers tried to stop her.
They saw us, they tried to stop us, but I said, here's the papers we have, this gives me custody of my children, walked out to the car and left immediately.
The daycare owner had no time to read the phony papers. She watched as Kelly sped away with the girls, Rich Peterson at the wheel.
It was just like a movie that it's a getaway car. There's no way we could stop.
Peterson dropped Kelly at her van, packed with the girls' possessions, 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a bird. She started driving across the country, knowing that her ex-husband would be trying desperately to find his daughters.
We know she has relatives in Greeley, Colorado. We've investigated them.
During the next 10 days, Kelly and the girls zigzagged across the country. Then they boarded a flight from New York's LaGuardia Airport and arrived at SFO. Kelly says 3 members of the underground, a man and 2 women, were waiting in the terminal, holding a sign with a password. What was the code word on the placard?
I can't give that out.
Oh, why not?
I've just been advised not to.
Advised by whom?
The people who took them.
Kelly gave Anna and Emily to complete strangers, and now she says her daughters are being moved often to avoid detection, that they are homeschooled and given messages from Mom to help them through this difficult ordeal.
Messages get passed to them, not necessarily from me. They think they're from me, that I love them, that I miss them, we'll be together soon, that kind of thing.
The leader of the San Jose group, Junior Manning, says he uses the internet to stay in contact with the people holding the children, and he offered to negotiate their return.
I'm more than happy to get those kids to a neutral place, pending an investigation. I want to see some citizen oversight here, because I don't trust the system.
There are questions Manning can be trusted. The I-Team has learned the head of the San Jose group, the man Danny Nunes believes is holding his 2 young girls, is a convicted child molester. Junior Manning received a 3-year sentence for molesting a child under the age of 14. He got out of prison in 1991. And now he faces arrest for failing to register as a sex offender under Megan's Law. Danny Nunes is worried that his worst fears may be coming true.
It destroys me to think that they're living in some hell where people are hurting them, where people are abusing them, where people are ignoring them. All of these things are possible, and I can't do anything about it.
With the approval of Kelly Nunes, Rich Peterson offered to let us see the girls at a hotel near the Oakland airport if we didn't call police. We declined. Now, Tuesday at 6, we have some questions for the authorities. Why hasn't it taken so long to find the girls? And we uncover some new evidence that should help in the search. If you have a tip on this or another story, call 1-888-40-I-TEAM or go to abc7news.com and click on the I-Team logo.
What a story. Well, a man convicted of fondling girls in Orange County, California, is under scrutiny in the disappearance of Elizabeth Smart. She is the 14-year-old girl abducted from her home in Salt Lake City, Utah in June. Salt Lake City police are now talking to convicted child molester James Whitbard. He was in Utah when Smart vanished. Flights are running on time again at Mineta San Jose International Airport after a security scare there delayed at least 16 flights this evening. A passenger's bag tested positive for explosive material, so officials shut down Terminal A around 4:30 and ordered everyone to go through security screening a second time. The suspicious bag was tested again, and those results were negative.
Well, it seems like some rain is headed our way. Joel's here with our back-to-work forecast.
Yeah, we're not going to have to wait too long, so winter is on the brink right now. But it was certainly beautiful out there today, a nice day from morning to night. And this is a beautiful shot from Emeryville, a little past 5 o'clock this evening as the sunset spreads its glow across the bay. You know, November is a waiting month. The trees are bare, the nights are chilly, the hills are dry and brown, and everyone just waits for the storms that will bring soaking rains to the thirsty lowlands and snow to the mountains, and you won't have to wait long. But tonight, skies are clear. A beautiful picture looking out across San Francisco. We saw lots of 70s around the Bay Area this afternoon, but under those clear skies, It is cooling off in a hurry. A view from the East Bay looking west towards San Francisco off in the distance there. Temperatures right now, Santa Rosa already down to 45 degrees, Concord, you're 55, San Francisco 54. It's 55 in Oakland, and down in San Jose, currently 56 degrees. Well, some of the highlights of our weather are around the Bay Area and over California. We have the cool nights, the mild days, fair skies and gentle breezes, hardly any wind at all, but the Pacific storm out there that's developing will be coming in to pay us a visit later in the week. Just a few high clouds swirling over the state today, but at the moment skies are mostly clear. But that'll change, well, within the next couple of days. Right now, you see a little weak weather system out here, but that's just the first one. Strong high pressure in command of our weather. One jet stream is kicking that first storm system to the north, the main jet down to the south, and we're kind of in between in a holding pattern. But out to the west of us, as we pan around, you'll see this system which is developing, and it's a humdinger, and it will be the first storm of the season. Rain moving into northern California as early as Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night, but it looks like the main rain will be Thursday and Friday, and that translates to snow in the Sierra Nevada, and we could even see some showers right on through the weekend. Now, as far as the national weather, some rain today from Texas across parts of the southeast and up over the Great Lakes region, but most of the country, at least the western United States, is dry. As far as California temperatures tomorrow, nice numbers. Look at this, Sacramento, 74 degrees. It'll be 70 in Fresno, 74 in Los Angeles. San Diego, 67 degrees. A little fog along the southern California coast. Up at Lake Tahoe, looking for a high tomorrow at 56, but dropping down to the low 20s at night. So cool nights under clear skies in the Sierra Nevada. Around the Bay Area, look for mid to upper 60s on the coast, but still low 70s inland around the Bay Area, so another very pleasant day. And as we pan south to Monterey Bay, again, 67 in Monterey, 69 in Santa Cruz, but you get farther inland, Morgan Hill, Gilroy, and Hollister, all up into the low 70s. So to wrap it up and spell it out, we have starlit skies tonight, light winds out there. Not quite as cold as last night, but still cool enough down into the 30s and 40s around the Bay Area. Tomorrow, sunny. It'll be mild in the afternoon in our AccuWeather 5-day forecast. No excuse weather-wise for not voting on Tuesday, but there it is. First time we've seen those symbols on the map in quite a few days.
Yeah, long time.
Question I'm asked more than any other is, when is it going to rain? And that kind of tells the story right there. Yeah.
Looks like it'll be later this week, Joel.
It sure does.
And Larry Beals here now with what a game between the Niners and the Raiders.
That's exciting. Oh, it was very exciting. Niners, you know, they could have beaten the Raiders without going to OT, but it wasn't OT that killed the silver and black. It was TO, Terrell Owens. A huge game in the Battle of the Bay that keeps the Niners in first and the Raiders in dismay. Sports coming up.
This portion of ABC 7 News brought to you by your Northern California Jeep dealer.
Freedom should be accessible to everyone. That's why we're giving you 0% financing for 60 months on 2003 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Or choose a $2,500 cash allowance. And make no payments for 90 days. All with our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. But hurry, because while freedom will go on, 0% financing won't. Check one out today.
Wherever in the world you find New York life, you'll find our values. Humanity, integrity, and financial strength guide every product we offer here at home and everywhere in the world you'll find us. Values that make New York life the company you keep.
It starts with the people, whose hard work makes California work. In spite of a national recession, we've become the 5th largest economy in the world. And to keep it going, government has to do its part. We must continue fighting to improve our schools. We must invest in transportation to move people and goods more efficiently. We must protect our quality of life with affordable health care, a cleaner environment, safe streets, and safe working conditions. Together, we can make California even better.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by Sleep Train Mattress Centers, your ticket to a better night's sleep.
Hope you're having a good evening. What do you do after you lose a must-win game? The Raiders are pondering that tonight. After the Battle of the Bay, the Raiders had to end their losing streak, had to beat the 49ers, couldn't get it done. Raider fans dressed in their Sunday best. Yes. Jerry Rice, maybe the best ever, the ex-Niner, first quarter, reaches back, draws a pass interference call on Jason Webster. First and goal for the Raiders. Rice 6 catches for 74 yards. Jerry Porter gets the touchdown, coming back for the Rich Gannon throw. Porter, 6 receptions, 7-zip Raiders. Terrell Owens, unstoppable. 12 catches, 191 yards. Charles Woodson at his mercy. Perfect pass from Jeff Garcia there, setting up a field goal. Niners down 7-3. Then Ronald Curry fumbles the ensuing kickoff. The rookie back there because Terry Kirby is out. The Niners recover, and they convert the mistake into points. Garcia to Cedric Wilson, his only catch of the game, 10-7 Niners. You fast forward to the fourth quarter, 13-13. Niners march 88 yards. Ty Streets, touchdown. The Raider defense exhausted. 20-13 Niners. The Raider offense, though, responds. Charlie Garner, not to be denied by his old teammates, 20 apiece. Jose Cortez came into this game having made 12 straight field goals. Seconds left. Shank from 27 yards, from hero to zero in a flash. On to overtime. The Raiders never touched the ball, just like the San Diego game. T.O. getting loose for 16 yards. Niners march into field goal range. Cortez gets another try from 23 yards out, and this time it's good night, game over, drive home safely. Let's not stop in the black hole for fan reaction. The Niners win 23-20. They are 6-2, still in first place. The reeling Raiders drop their 4th in a row, now 4-4. They just couldn't stop that man, T.O.
T.O. is the best receiver in the league, and you'd expect that week in and week out. And you know what you're going to get from T.O. every week.
Hell of a player. He made plays for his team today. You know, kept moving the ball down the field, so that's where it went out there today.
Definitely a big win. We needed that win. And Jose, that was good for him to bounce back and win the game for us, build his confidence back up.
Somehow, you know, we just got to find a way to get ourselves out of this. I don't know what it's going to take. If it's going to take more attention to detail or, you know, not making mental mistakes out there, then we're just going to have to do it.
The Raiders reeling in a great win for the Niners. More NFL highlights coming up. And the Sharks looking to show the Ducks exactly who is king in the pond. That's coming up.
I'm Dan Ashley. Do you have a story for ABC 7 Listens? Join me Wednesday, November 6th at Center Concord on Clayton Road. If you've got a story, let us know. Because when you have something to say, ABC 7 listens.
Cruz Bustamante was the first to sue the Texas energy companies for gouging California. The chairman of the Senate's Enron Perot investigation says Cruz was right. Lieutenant Governor Cruz Bustamante, leading California's new leaders.
Oh, I say, Sony Key. It's very James Bond, don't you think?
Yeah, in fact, there's lots of Sony stuff in the new James Bond movie.
Oh, how remarkable.
Dad, what's with the accent?
I have dual citizenship.
Oh. Gear up like Bond. Win one of 4 great prizes, like a movie poster or the grand prize of $50,000 in Circuit City gear. Everyone's a winner. Pick up your game piece at one of our stores. City, Circuit City.
Once upon a time, there was a sly little boondoggle named Proposition D. And he had a very sneaky scheme. He wanted to take the vote on revenue bonds away from San Francisco voters so he could get his hands on their money, lots of their money. But San Francisco voters know all about boondoggles, so they voted no on Proposition D and lived happily ever after.
The Hyundai Elantra with America's best warranty. When you get everything you want, you win. Own a 2003 Hyundai Elantra GT for just $239 per month.
Cruz Bustamante wrote the law to sue tobacco companies. The chairwoman of the State Budget Committee says Cruz's law protected health care for kids. Lieutenant Governor Cruz Bustamante, leading California's new leaders.
Now that Evgeny Nabokov is signed, the Sharks are digging their way out of last place. Tonight in Anaheim, the Angels World Series trophy on display. And so was Owen Nolan, shorthanded second period, beats Jean-Sebastien Giguère. And the Sharks take a 2-1 lead. 15 seconds later, Paul Correa sets up Peter Sikora, who shoots and scores on the backup. This game is tied 2-2. Late second period, it's Mike and Mike. Mike Rafchi, the shot, Mike Ricci, the deflection in front, 3-2 San Jose. It's a power play goal, and so is this one. Ricci again redirecting the shot from Brian Marchman. The Sharks win 4-3 to snap their 3-game losing streak. Now back to the NFL. One thing did go the Raiders' way today with first place San Diego hosting the last place Jets. Chargers came out in their old powder blue uniforms. Hard to intimidate anybody wearing powder blue. Santana Moss not intimidated. Goes 52 yards on the punt return. Absolutely stunning the fans in San Diego. Repeating what's become Joel's favorite line. The Jets punked them in their own crib. 44-13 final. Chargers 6-2. The Raiders 2 games back. Patriots and Bills in the Bledsoe Bowl. Sarah High product Tom Brady ruining Bledsoe's day with 4 touchdown passes. Look at Kevin Falk do his Marshall Falk impersonation. The Pats go to Buffalo. You know what they did, Joel, don't you?
Pumped them in the crib.
Yeah, something like that. 38-7. Not pump, punk. Bengals and Texans. George Bush Sr., he's not a punk. He was the man in his day. He's watching the winless Bengals against the Texans. Artel Hawkins intercepting David Carr. He's very fast. 102 yards in about 4 seconds. Bengals coach Dick LeBeau stole George Zimmer's line. Not about his crib. He guaranteed a victory. George would be proud. 38-3 Bengals. We have Vijay Singh won the tour championship. Monday Night Live tomorrow night. Terrell Owens in our studio. Jerry Porter as well after the Dolphins and Packers game.
It's always fun to see T.O.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry. Back in a moment.
Stay with ABC 7 News for complete coverage of the 2002 vote. Get live updates and results throughout the evening. Then watch a special election edition at 10. The 2002 vote on ABC 7 News and abc7news.com.
There's nothing more basic to public health and safety than a clean, safe water supply. Prop 50 protects our rivers, lakes, and streams and keeps toxic chemicals out of our drinking water. Please join California firefighters in voting yes on 50 for clean, safe drinking water.
My wish for you, sweet, happy life. May all your sorrows be gone and your heart begin to sing. And if a wish can make it be, I wish you spend every day of your happy life with me. Sweet, happy life.
Some facts about Tom McClintock. Tom McClintock stood with the HMOs and insurance companies by voting against a law to give patients the right to choose their own doctor. Tom McClintock voted against parental notification of the use of pesticides in their children's school and against the law to remove poisonous lead from school buildings. Tom McClintock has consistently voted against a woman's right to choose. Tom McClintock, too extreme for California.
Field trip to the zoo. Soccer practice every Saturday. Baseball practice Sunday. Dropping Sally off at the garden show. Picking Sally up in the garden show.
Chrysler Voyager. So comfortable and versatile, you'll look for just about any excuse to take one out for a drive.
Isn't it about time we packed you up for college?
Dad, I'm 9.
Now, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty on select Chrysler minivans.
I don't know, maybe I see a different world than most people do. To me, life is like a feature film being acted out right in front of me. Yeah. I love this city, man. It's gonna kill me. And hey, when cool stuff happens, you wanna catch it and share it.
The Panasonic Ultra Compact Digital Camcorder. So small, you can take it just about anywhere. Looks so cool, you will. Panasonic. Ideas for life.
There's nothing more basic to public health and safety than a clean, safe water supply. Prop 50 protects our rivers, lakes, and streams and keeps toxic chemicals out of our drinking water. Please join California firefighters in voting yes on 50 for clean, safe drinking water.
Joe Bartlett's back now with a quick look at our AccuWeather forecast.
Get set for wet late Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
All righty. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Joel.
And that does it for us for now. I'm Dan Noyes.
And I'm Carolyn Johnson. For Joel Bartlett and Larry Beal, thanks for joining us this weekend. We'll see you back here next weekend.
Bye-bye now.
Every face tells a different story. Some defenseless, some forgotten, some just out of luck. Whatever caused their particular circumstance, the fact remains they need shelter. Battered women, homeless people, senior citizens. Prop 46 will build new shelters and affordable housing for low-income seniors to help people when they need help the most. And it has an annual audit to make sure the money is spent properly. Yes, on Prop 46. It's for those in need, but it's really for all of us.
It starts with the people, whose hard work makes California work.